Hey, if you've ever been on a nonprofit board, you already know it's a huge deal, right? Get it right, and the impact can be absolutely massive. But get it wrong? Well, the stakes are probably way higher than you think. So let's dive into the expert's playbook for making sure your board is a force for good. All right, let's just cut to the chase with a pretty intense question. Is it possible for a board, the group that's supposed to protect the organization, to actually be the very thing that destroys it? I mean, think about that. The answer, well, it's a big yes. And there you have it. That's not me saying it. That's Bert McMurtry, who used to chair the board at Stanford University. He's not talking about boring meetings or petty arguments here. No, he's saying a bad board can literally kill the organization. It's not just an annoyance, it's a full-on existential threat to the mission you care about. I mean, look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? The best boards, they're like rocket fuel for a nonprofit. They elevate the mission, they pick amazing leaders, and they just drive incredible impact. But the worst boards? Oh man. They just foster dysfunction, create huge liabilities, and can actually kill the organization. There's really not much of a middle ground here. Okay, so if you want to build one of those great boards, where do you even start? It's not with the bylaws, believe it or not. It's not about Robert's Rules of Order. Nope. It all starts with the one thing that holds everything else up: the mission. You gotta love this quote from Bill Meehan, who teaches at Stanford. He says, "The fish rots from its head, nonprofits rot from faulty missions." And it's so true, isn't it? You just can't govern what you can't clearly define. If your mission is fuzzy or uninspiring or just plain confusing, it's gonna cause problems with everything, from fundraising to strategy. It all starts at the top. And get this is not some small, isolated problem. Bill Meehan actually tested this in his classes at Stanford. He had his students bring in real-world mission statements from nonprofits they knew. And what did they find? They decided that a whopping 75% of them were ineffective. 3/4. Just think about that. Most organizations are literally trying to build a house on a foundation of sand. All right, so let's say your mission is rock solid, crystal clear. What's next? Well, now you've got to get the right people in the room. This is all about the who of governance. And this is probably the number one question people ask, right? What's the perfect board size? Everybody's looking for that magic number. If we just get the size right, everything will be perfect. So what is it? Is it 7, 15, 50? Well, Bill Meehan has a joke about this. He says the answer is 17. But of course, he's just kidding. The real answer is there is no magic number. I mean, he's seen super effective boards with just 5 people, and he's also seen amazing, massive boards, like the one for the San Francisco Symphony. They have 85 members. So clearly, size just isn't the most important thing. So what does matter? It's all about who's on the board and how committed they are, not just a head count. You want to focus on building a small, really passionate core group that does the heavy lifting. Then you recruit people specifically for the skills you're missing: marketing, fundraising, whatever it is. And I love this rule of thumb from Meehan. He says a board can tolerate about 15% of its members being, non-contributors. But if you get any more than that, the whole culture just falls apart. Okay, so you've got a killer mission. You've got the right team assembled. Now for the really practical part. How do you make the time they actually spend together matter? This is the how of good governance. Just look at the story from Ashley Bourne's organization, Sustainable Conservation. When she got there, they had what she called the boring board. You know the type. It was tough to even get enough people to show up for a vote, and the meetings were just these long one-way updates. But they totally turned it around. Now they have this dynamic, super engaged group that actually helps create the strategy. And the secret? They stopped just reporting at the board and started having real, substantive discussions with the board. So how do you get that kind of engagement? Bill Meehan just nails it with this one simple question he imagines board members asking: could I please come in contact with the thing itself? Because let's be real, nobody joins a board because they love reading financial reports. They join because they are passionate about the work, about the cause, about the thing itself. And this is exactly how you make that happen. So Ashley Bourne's group, Sustainable Conservation, works with the agriculture industry. So what did she do? She took her board out to a dairy farm in the Central Valley. That's it. And for a lot of them, it was the first time in their lives they'd ever actually talked to a farmer. You can just imagine, that one trip did more to connect them to the mission than 1,000 PowerPoint slides ever could. All right, last section. Let's bring this all the way down to the individual level. Because great governance isn't just about the organization structure, it's about the mindset that you bring to the table. This is about the you in governance. Let's talk about fundraising. This is the one thing almost every board member dreads, right? But Bert McMurtry offers this incredible way to reframe it. First, you're not taking money from people. Stop thinking that way. Instead, your job is to expose opportunities to philanthropists who are looking for amazing work to support. You're not a salesperson. You're more like a matchmaker, connecting a donor to their passion. And here's the best part. When they give, they're often happier than you are. You're sharing in that joy. Thinking about it that way, it just changes everything. And I think this final piece of advice from Jan Masaoka at Compass Point is just the perfect way to wrap this all up. She says to look at board service not just as a way to contribute, but as a way to learn. And that's so powerful. It's not just about giving your time or your expertise. It's a chance to grow, to meet fascinating people from totally different walks of life. It's an opportunity to really understand your community on a deeper level. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street of mutual growth. So after all this, what's the big takeaway? I think it's this. Don't just sit around waiting to be asked to join a board. Be proactive. Find a mission that really truly lights a fire in you. Think about what you care about. Find the organizations that are doing that incredible work, and then figure out how you can jump in and both contribute and learn. So the final question is really for you. What cause will you seek out?